Well played, Nas. I'm happy to see at least one legend can earn the massive checks without selling out the youth to slaver record labels or betraying hip-hop culture as a front for racists. This week on HipHopStocks, music is overall down, mainly due to a lackluster week in the commercial industry. That new Doja Cat was meh. A Mo 3 album dropped, the recently murdered rapper for those of you who don't remember, and nothing about it was amazing. Like, he needed more time to develop, and sadly we'll never get a chance to see that happen. We're still getting some of the more newer releases from these artists like Polo G, which didn't impress. Also, I peeped at Brockhampton, and that didn't move the needle. Like, my portfolio only increased with a few underground penny stocks with the potential to boom with Jalid and Nana, but I need more consistent work from both of them as I continue to catch up on the SoundCloud trading app. This is how the hip-hop stock market works. There will be ups and downs, but as time goes on, there should be more ups from this point on heading towards the summer. But some sad news came out too. Black Rob isn't doing too well, man. Isn't that right, Diddy? See, Black Rob wanted to pay homage to DMX from what looked to be a deathbed. Thank God he was able to be discharged as he is currently up and around. He's had 4 strokes in 5 years. Lost everything to hospital bills, stating that he has no house to live in and basically is going to live with a friend in an apartment, maybe. This has led to a GoFundMe being created for Black Rob for those of you who can afford to put a little something on it. It's currently at 21,000 of its 50,000 goal. Even if it's not much, I'm proud of this community for actually caring more than the employer who made millions off of his work. Shout out to DJ Self for doing the opposite of his name. Sadly, all too often when people are used up in the industry, man, there's no safety net or support. His masters would be able to cover some of this if he had them, because Woe still gets rotation to this day, but we all know how Puffy conducts business. But enough of him. Hopefully Black Rob can get well. You hate to see this kind of thing happen to anyone, let alone someone who made an anthem that many have tied their youth to. But let's go ahead and look at some of these trending stocks for the week. Nas is up. The recently first-time Grammy Award winner, somehow, is about to make over $100 million. This is where hip-hop stocks and the actual stock market intersects. Nas owns a venture capitalist firm called Queensbridge Venture Partners. Venture capitalists are known for buying businesses to flip profits, and in this case, Nas invested in a startup named Coinbase. It's a cryptocurrency exchange, basically the most secure place where you can buy cryptos like Bitcoin to even Dogecoin, and it has gone public with Nas owning a minimum of 100,000 shares due to his initial investment. The projections of this said that it was worth about $440 each. And when you look at this stock as it dropped, it dipped down much like the majority of all the stocks today, but ultimately Nas still came out on top. Overall meaning that if he does sell his stocks, he's going to make a grip. Could he hold on to it? Yes, but there's always another play, and Nas has proven to be better at discovering businesses than he is at discovering rappers. What would I do? I'd take the profits and then leave the initial investments, as crypto is the future. So you take those profits and then you invest them into the next business to grow your portfolio. Of course you take about $1 million or $2 million for living expenses, but the more you keep your ears to the streets, the more startups you will find with potential. It's like how I find underground rappers with the skills to succeed, like Freddie Gibbs, Tory Lanez, Logic, and many more well before they find success in the industry. Nas is doing the same thing but with businesses, and he doesn't have to search for them. They are going to come to him. His gift is determining which has the potential to succeed. Well played, Nas. I'm happy to see at least one legend can earn the massive checks without selling out the youth to slaver record labels or betraying hip-hop culture as a front for racists. Buy this stock because Nas is just getting started. Would I buy Coinbase? Yes, but it's out of my price range. If I had it, I'd be patient. I'd buy the dip when it actually does happen, as I said that it has begun to dip automatically from the jump because the stock market as a whole is down. But I buy it and wait for it to continue to climb because patience is what is rewarding. Diddy is down for pretty much being a hypocrite here, but he's stating the truth though. See, General Motors, or GM, has been having their feet held to the fire for their lack of support to the black community, as they should have invested in black businesses and hip-hop artists long ago. When you think about it, like all of the classic songs that help promote their brands, think Diamond in the Back, Sunroof Top by Ludacris, Cadillac on 22s by David Banner. How much promotion do you think throw some D's on that from Rich Boy gave to Cadillac, a brand owned by GM? So with this news that could potentially drive down the stock price, GM attempted to save face by naming the black-owned businesses that it supports. Hence they named Diddy's Revolt, because they buy ad space. Keep in mind, they buy advertisement space everywhere. They have the money to do so. It was not an investment in the growth of the community that has propelled them to an $84 billion market cap. So Diddy did the right thing by not allowing his brand to be used in a marketing ploy to get the heat off their back, stating, and I quote, "Corporations like General Motors have exploited our culture, undermined our power, and excluded black entrepreneurs from participating in the value created by black consumers. In 2019, brands spent $239 billion on advertising. Less than 1% of that was invested in black-owned media companies. Out of the roughly $3 billion General Motors spent in advertising, we estimate only $10 million was invested in black-owned media. Only $10 million out of $3 billion. Like the rest of corporate America, General Motors is telling us to sit down, shut up, and be happy with what you get. It's disrespectful that the same community that represents 14% of the population and spends over $1.4 trillion annually is still the most economically undervalued and underserved at every level. And these are facts. But Diddy is the wrong one to preach this. Given how we know that Diddy won't allow Mace to buy back his masters, honestly the entire rosters of 90s bad boy artists seem to have an issue with him. Black Rob looks to have absolutely nothing. And it also looks as if he doesn't pay some people for their content on Revolt either. You can't speak about economic equality when you participate in the inequality. This is why I say sell your shares of Diddy and use that to buy into the black authority and the rest of the true black media. There's a lot of potential there, as the market share of the old media from BET, Revolt, and News One has fallen to becoming almost delisted on the exchange. These corporate entities need to invest in the black culture that built them, but not so much in those known for sabotaging black growth as well. Usher is down for getting love in the club with counties. Word has it that Usher was in Las Vegas, the Crazy Horse, where he and his entourage had quite the time. Later that night, the stripper realized that isn't Benjamin Franklin on that bill. He created his own NFTs that have no trading value. It's as if he had beef with Harriet Tubman and created his own bills. The thing is, this woman isn't showing how much fake money was thrown. In a statement, Usher and his management stating that this is promotion and they were probably paid for the interaction. And I believe it. Like, who would use counterfeit bills with the name and likeness on it? Problem is, they didn't think it through, realizing that this is like some clickbait. Even if a woman was paid her rate, she's going to be upset when she's teased with money. Now the funny thing is, they got exactly what they wanted. Usher has gone viral for this. If you believe in the theory that there's no such thing as bad publicity, then he's coming out on top. I wouldn't be shocked if a single were to come out soon. The issue is they didn't project this to go viral so quick. If they did, then they would have already had the music out. Therefore, every day that passes is a waste of the moment, as people will quickly move on to the next, because that's just how social media goes. You have to strike when the iron is hot, or it will fade into the abyss of all the other news that has gone viral. This is funny to me, but realize there will probably be more of this. Seeing how much people are talking about it, it sets a dangerous precedent where women in the adult content industry will be getting conned with this, more so just so people can flex. But then I realized that these women con so much that you can't feel sorry for them. Sell your Usher stock if you have any, because it's clear that it's past its prime as an IPO. When you need this kind of promotion so your stock can trend again, you don't have any more substance to go with your business. And given the quality of his last few works, I don't see a bounce back happening. Sad to see it go out this way, but this is why when your stock is high, you take the financing and you invest and build into other sectors. Kid Cudi is down for being the latest in a long line of black male entertainers to wear a dress for corporate means. Dave Chappelle spoke of the time the industry attempted to have him do the same on the set of Blue Streak, when he declined asking for better material because he didn't need such a gimmick to be funny. This caused an issue. They were told multiple times asking him to wear the dress, to the point that Dave realized that it was more than a comical suggestion. He stood his ground and was willing to be fired for this. It's this kind of integrity that makes him the most respected comedian of our time, and maybe of all time, unlike Kevin Hart. Sadly, the majority of those who sign record deals, the notable actors to the athletes to the comedians, they don't share in this. These people will sell out our entire community to get a role in a movie, or in this case to get on Washed Up Saturday Night Live. The news media has been attempting to make excuses saying that the dress is similar to something worn by Kurt Cobain, who Kid Cudi did a cover for in the dress. My issue: was it a dress that Kurt Cobain wore? Of course not. As you know, I got the photo. That's just for black people to wear. As I said about Lil Nas X, this is what corporations are forcing on the community, and you will need to lose your masculinity if you want the promotional dollars. Don't be shocked if the Kid Cudi album Man on the Moon 3 sees a joke and they say it's because of this, when in reality, the album was good. He didn't need such a gimmick for people to enjoy it. He needed a venue for more people to hear it. This didn't go well on the exchange. It seems as though this tactic by the media has run its course on the hip-hop stocks, with plenty of people calling it out. Set your stop loss on this stock. See, by wearing the dress, this stock is going to go up. So enjoy the run up, but it will crash hard because Cudi has shown his true colors, and like all those who do this, it doesn't end well.